Hello friends, in the previous module we have discussed linear differential equation, its general form and its classification with respect to the nature of coefficients. If the coefficients in the linear differential equations are constant, then it is known as linear differential equation with constant coefficient, and it is given by the general form phi of d y equal to f of x, where phi of d is the auxiliary polynomial having degree n, where d is the differentiation operator. Later we take the derivative or we operate the d on the dependent variable y. So this will be the linear differential equation. Next criteria is to classify linear differential equation with respect to nature of f of x. So with respect to this f of x, we can classify depending upon nature of values. If this f of x is 0, then the linear differential equation will be observed in this form. This type of differential equation is known as homogeneous linear differential equation. So this is general form of homogeneous linear differential equation. Whereas if f of x is non-zero, then the linear differential equation is known as non-homogeneous. In previous module, we have discussed the nature of solution for the given linear differential equation. So again, since in this general form, since f of x is 0, general solution of homogeneous differential equation will be mainly depending upon auxiliary equation, means we need to find complementary function only. And since in non-homogeneous linear differential equation, there is auxiliary polynomial as well as specific function f of x defined in the differential equation, so the general solution will be depending upon auxiliary equation as well as the particular integral. So while solving homogeneous as well as non-homogeneous equation, we need to find complementary function. So let's check how to find complementary function. So to find complementary function, we consider the auxiliary equation equated to 0. So since this is a polynomial of degree n, we can find the linear factors or roots of this auxiliary polynomial. Suppose those linear factors are d minus m1 into d minus m2 and so on up to d minus mn for n degree polynomial equated to 0. This implies d is equal to m1, m2, m3 up to mn. These are the roots of auxiliary equation. So depending upon nature of the roots, we can identify the complementary function. So to identify actual nature, we consider one general example. So we take a differential equation d square y upon dx square plus 5 dy by dx plus 6y equal to 0. We take specific homogeneous differential equation where right hand side of the equation is 0. So we can introduce operator t, which represents differentiation with respect to x. Here derivative is of order 2 plus 5 times derivative of order 1 plus 6 into y equal to 0. Therefore solution of this dependent variable will be depending upon auxiliary equation only. So this implies we consider d square plus 5t plus 6 equal to 0. And if we simplify, we can find roots of this quadratic equation, and the roots are minus 2 and minus 3. That is d plus 2 and d plus 3. The product of these two linear factors will be the polynomial. So we got two real roots. So we can consider given differential equation as d plus 2 into d plus 3 y equal to 0. If we operate these factors one by one, so that we can find one linear differential equation, so we consider the equation d plus 2 y1 equal to 0 and d plus 3 y2 equal to 0. These are two linear differential equations of order 1. Then solution of this differential equation as well as this differential equation, if we combine them together, that is y1 plus y2 will be solution of this differential equation. So we first solve this equation number 1 and then we go for equation number 2. So what will be this value if we consider dy1 by dx plus 2 times y1 equal to 0. Here value for p is equal to 2 and q equal to 0. Therefore integrating factor will be, so what will be the value of integrating factor? That will be e raised to 2x. Therefore required general solution is y times integrating factor equal to integration of q into integrating factor with respect to c. So this implies our variable is y1. Therefore y1 is equal to c1 times e raised to minus 2x. If we take this exponential function on right hand side, we get this as our required solution for equation number 1. Same is the case with for equation 2. If we take d plus 3 y2 equal to 0, so this will be linear differential equation. Here value for p is equal to 3 and q is equal to 0. Therefore here integrating factor will be e raised to integration of 3 with respect to x. Therefore general solution will be y2 into integrating factor equal to integration of q into integrating factor with respect to x plus c2, where c2 is constant of integration. Therefore y2 is equal to c2 times e raised to minus 3x. If we take this exponential term to right hand side, we get this solution. Therefore since solution of given differential equation, this y is obtained after operating these two factors. So if we consider these two linear factors independently, then the general solution will satisfy. So c1 e raised to minus 2x will satisfy this part of the equation, and c2 e raised to minus 3x will satisfy this part. So if we combine them together, therefore y is equal to c1 e raised to minus 2x plus c2 e raised to minus 3x will satisfy the given differential equation. Therefore this is the general solution. So if we consider this, differentiate this and substitute these values in this differential equation, then c1 e raised to minus 2x plus c2 e raised to minus 3x will satisfy this equation. And to verify the nature of solution, whether it is correct or not. Order of differentiation is 2 and number of arbitrary constants used in the general solution is again 2. So C1 and C2 we use 2 arbitrary constants. So this will be the required general solution. So we can generalize. If your roots are real, then nature of complementary function will be exponential, and if the roots are not real, then we go for next case. So we consider second example. Suppose my differential equation is d square plus 2d plus 1 y equal to 0. That is, it is d plus 1 bracket square y equal to 0. So we have real but repeated root. Then how to deal with this? So we take the linear factors of this polynomial. So we can rewrite d plus 1 into d plus 1 into y equal to 0. Now, to simplify, we use the substitution. Let this d plus 1y is equal to some other variable. So we put this d plus 1 into y is equal to z. So this implies your differential equation now reduces to, it is d plus 1. Now instead of this term, we substitute variable z and it is equated to 0. So since z is function of y and y is function of x, so we can consider this is linear differential equation of order 1. Therefore value for p is 1 and q is equal to 0. Therefore again we can generalize, or we can take the help of previous example. Root of this auxiliary equation is minus 1. So the general solution will be, and this factor is appeared only once, so we take one arbitrary constant into e raised to minus 1 x. Since root of this auxiliary equation here is minus 1, so this root is appeared in the exponential function. So this is your value for z. Now we resubstitute value for z. Since z is equal to d plus 1y is equal to c1 into e raised to minus x. So here we can find q is equal to 1, p is equal to 1 and q is equal to c1 e raised to minus x. Therefore calculating integrating factor again. So the required integrating factor will be here, integrating factor is equal to e raised to x, and the general solution will be therefore y into e raised to x equal to integration of q, that is c1 e raised to minus x into integrating factor with respect to x plus c2, where c2 is constant of integration. So this implies y into e raised to x equal to integration of c1 with respect to x plus c2. If you evaluate that integration, then value for y is equal to c1 into x plus c2 into e raised to minus x. If you take this exponential term to right hand side, it will be e raised to minus x. So this will be the general solution for this differential equation, where roots of auxiliary equations are repeated. So this is the repeated root case. In the next module, we summarize how to find roots for non-repeated as well as repeated real roots, and we discuss what is the case if auxiliary equation has complex roots. Thank you.